What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome to the newest episode of the Realistic Rebuilds, where today we're going to be entering a 5-year journey with the Atlanta Falcons, trying to recover from what was an injury-plagued season. And luckily for all you Falcon fans out there, injuries are turned off in the rebuild. So hey, there we go. We get to live this team to its maximum potential. Pretty good base team. 84 overall, 87 offense, 85 defense. There are a couple trades we're going to look to try and make. But, so we're starting at the quarterback spot. Matt Ryan's interesting. Are we going to need to, prepare for life beyond Matt Ryan, or is he going to be the quarterback for this rebuild? That remains to be seen. At the running back spot, we have, a lot of running backs, and I'm going to try and move Tevin Coleman for a future piece because, two running backs can work, but I think when we got Ito Smith, 22.77 with a quick dev, it makes sense for Tevin Coleman. See if we can get any value from him. He's in a contract year. We're not going to re-sign him. So going with Freeman and Smith sooner than later, I think, would best help this team. At wide receiver, we got Julio Jones, who's one of the best, 98, but he is 29. Same with Sanu. So we have a wide receiver core that's probably, Julio should hold his rating fairly well, but we still have a wide receiver core that is pretty old. Luckily enough, Calvin Ridley is looking pretty nice, 80 star. He'll play in the slot year one, which is usually really, really cheesy for the sim, which should help him get, really, really good really, really quickly. Austin Hooper at tight end, 23.83. It's not bad. He's fine. Offensive line, you got Jake Matthews. He should be good. Interior, Alex Mack's really good, but he's kind of old. So really, outside of the left tackle spot, we're going to need to replenish this offensive line. Defensively, we're going to probably go with Vic Beasley here at one of the defensive end spots, 79 quick. We got Tack McKinley, 22 years old, 81 overall with a quick dev as well. So we have two really good defensive ends coming off the edge. Grady Jarrett's going to be probably getting a big contract sooner than later, and he deserves it. One of the best young defensive tackles in the league. Linebacking core, we need to maybe look at potential options at left outside, but Deion Jones is a superstar. Devondre Campbell's more than good enough to be our one of our starters for the remainder of this rebuild. In the secondary, you got Desmond Trufant at 27, a little bit of an awkward age, but he should be a key player down the stretch. Alfred's a little bit older. Maybe we can develop Brian Poole. You got Isaiah Oliver, 73 quick. We might throw him to the Wolves sooner than later. Free safety, Ricardo Allen and KZ. So this is where we need to make the decision. I think one of these guys should get traded. I'm literally going to see which one's which. We'll start with Ricardo Allen just because KZ is a year younger, and I think that what's his normal? What's Allen's dev? He does have a quick. You know what? Maybe we'll try to flip KZ. He doesn't have that dev trait yet. But we're going to try to move on from one of these guys. You got Keanu Neal, who, much like Deion Jones, is one of the best young players at his position. And just an absolute stud. Old man's Matt Bryant on the special teams. So, yeah, if we could find some nice homes, some good trade partners for Tevin Coleman, for, maybe Brooks Reed, I don't know. But especially for one of our free safeties. Get some more picks, maybe get some more players. Looking for an outside linebacker would be nice. We could be looking for, look, we could put Bruce Irvin at outside linebacker, but yeah, let's see if we can move some pieces around, and then we'll get into the rebuild. All right, so the trade's not super sexy, but we're, surplus requirement, and Tevin Coleman's in a contract year, so we were able to flip him to the Jets for 27-year-old right guard Brian Winters, who, again, at 27, as long as he doesn't regress over the next 3 years, this is a trade that we are definitely coming out ahead on. And the second trade for KZ was just trying to get younger on the offensive line. We don't need him. Carolina did. Don't like trading within the division, but Taylor Moton, 24, is an 80 overall right tackle. We have Switzer, I think, is our current right tackle. Very overpaid. He's like a 76. We can get him out the books, and we got younger and better at right tackle. Doubling up on the O-line here. So here we are coming out of the bye after a pretty big shootout, 47-43 victory over the Giants, but we're actually doing surprisingly dog shit. 2-5, Saints are off to pretty much an NFC South clinching 5-1 already. That's very disappointing, man. For 86, especially an 89 offense, the sim has not been kind to the Falcons. Looking at players that we need to talk about re-signing, first up is Grady Jarrett. Absolutely, we need to retain him. He is a what? No aspect is what he's looking for. Okay, well, that's a little bit rough, I think. Brian Poole, we'd like to bring him in. Thank you very much. And outside of that, yeah, man, I've never seen that. I've never got that kind of response from a player's contract. So we'll have him hit him up with a better offer next time. And to round out year number one, we did have like a 3-game win streak that had like, I think one game Julio got player of the week for like almost 300 receiving yards. And the next week, Matt Ryan had 5 touchdowns. So we got hot at the wrong time, unfortunately. as we finish with an 8-8 record. I don't know where that would put us for the playoffs. I'm going to assume, yeah, we were still a little off the mark here in the NFC. But, you know, you see the potential in this team. The only thing that sucks is that we essentially just burned one of the years that we have Matt Ryan and Julio playing at their best, which kind of stings a little bit. Looking at their stats, Matt Ryan, you know, he played well in the sim. 5,000, almost 5,100 passing yards, 42 touchdowns, 9 picks. Can't ask for much more than that. 11, almost 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns for Freeman. So that's very rare that you see that kind of balance in the sim between quarterback and running back. Like usually when you see a QB number like that, you know, Freeman's getting like 800 yards and like 6 touchdowns. So the fact that our offense was firing on all cylinders is pretty impressive. 108 catches, 1,400 yards, 13 TDs from Julio, 1,009 from Sanu, 708 from Hooper, almost 907 from the rookie Calvin Ridley. Freeman got involved. I think this might be one of the most potent offenses I've seen in the sim. Deion Jones led the team with 117 tackles, 2.5 sacks and a pick. 6.5 sacks from Vic Beasley, 5 from Grady Jarrett, 3.5 from Takk McKinley. That desperately needs to be better. That's not acceptable for the talent that we have. Interceptions as well. Yeah, the defense kind of fell flat here a little bit. Here are the awards. Matt Ryan. There you go. Matt Ryan won the MVP. We didn't even make the playoffs. How many times, how many different rebuilds have we had players that are like the best player on every team and they don't even, they're like 5th or 6th. So, hey, we got an MVP award for Matt Ryan. That's his 2nd in his career. That's nice. Maybe that'll help him in terms of his regression. He got Offensive Player of the Year as well. Devontae Freeman coming at number 10. Nigel Bradham got Defensive Player of the Year. We had Deion Jones. We were actually very close to striking a deal with the Green Bay Packers for Blake Martinez in the preseason, but I felt like we might be able to get it and was a little cheesy, and we didn't want to. I don't want to have any cheese here. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Saquon Barkley with Calvin Ridley coming in at number 5, Ito Smith at number 9. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Fred Warner with Isaiah Oliver coming in at number 5. Whoa. Is that another glitch player? That doesn't make sense. Is that Christian Covington coming in at... Oh, that's a glitch. Okay. Well, the only other thing that was a glitch was this offense in the sim. So it's a 91. We've had 99 offenses that don't put up anything like that. But I guess, you know, hey, Matt Ryan got the MVP. I don't know if that's going to help him out. Did he get a dev trait boost? He did. He got a superstar dev boost. So, all right, Matty Ice, you go, girl. Let's get into the offseason. So here's our draft class, and it was very good. Starting in the first round, we got Dexter Lawrence, the defensive tackle from Clemson, which I think actually in real life could be a legitimate pick here for the Falcons. I actually think in my first official mock draft, I had them taking him because he brings that Don Terry Poe interior presence that they've been lacking. 6'5", 340 pounds, 79 star dev. We got 88 strength. He's just a monster against the run, just an animal. Let's Grady Jarrett do his thing. Phenomenal pick at pick 14. And then the second round, we're still looking for a linebacker. We're going to have to move this guy, Shaquille Quarterman, from the U to an outside linebacker. Release 72. Doesn't have great speed, but he does have a star dev. So I feel like maybe we can actually move Deion Jones outside. I don't know yet, but we're going to find a way to get him involved. And he's an upgraded linebacker. We got Hollywood Brown in the third round, Caden Smith in the fourth round, Daniel Jones in the fifth round. We got Four Eyes, old Rodrigo Blankenship from the Bulldogs here in the sixth round, maybe to take over for Matt Bryant. And then Autry in the 7th. So really, really good draft. Just got to figure out where we can get Quarterman involved on the defense. And let's go. I mean, no one worth signing in free agency. So we saved our money. We saved that money. Put that little Dicky quote in. All right, let's get into year 2. Year 2 is here, and we have the defending league MVP, Matt Ryan. Hasn't regressed, so that's kind of cool. Freeman's a 91. Julio Jones has not regressed as well. Calvin Ridley up to an 85. Offensive line looks good. Winters and Moten, the 2 players we traded for last year, are looking nice. The only regression on the offense was Alex Mack, who lost, I think, 3, which is kind of harsh. But we still have a 93 overall offense. Defensively, 87. Welcome Dexter Lawrence, who got 1 skill point throughout the preseason there, to the defensive line. A very young defensive line. I think everyone here is under 26. We're going Trufant and Isaiah Oliver starting on the outside with Brian Poole in the nickel. We get Allen and Neal here. Neal and Deion Jones might be pushing for some gold gloves this episode. Who knows? We'll wait and see. Shaq Quarterman will start at right outside linebacker along with Devondre Campbell. As this 87 defense, look at that. Great scheme fits too on both sides of the ball. Let's see, this team got to do better than 8-8, man. I'm still shocked we went 8-8 with Matt Ryan still winning the MVP last year. So let's go. All right, it's weird to do this, but Gotta do this. Julio Jones has got his 99 overall. I think, what was that, maybe 2 years? It's been 2 years since he last got that 99. I actually really like the look of the red gloves on him, so we're just gonna hook him up with the gold cleats. There you go. Get him the low tops. That looks beastly for Julio. Fresh off the heels of 2 back-to-back wins, which got us above 500 at 4-3 and 1 game back in the NFC South. I'm liking it. I'm seeing a little bit better today than we did yesterday. You know, that's what, metaphorically speaking, that is. So I guess it's kind of good that we didn't re-sign anyone big or have to pay anyone big money in free agency, because we have a lot of in-house signings that need to get done. Deion Jones, Keanu Neal, Hooper, Campbell, and Vic Beasley all gotta need to get paid. And looking at the math, that's 25. He says that's going to be well over almost $150 million worth of contracts. So first up, we're starting with Deion Jones, who absolutely needs to come back. And, of course, he wants more money. Deion Jones absolutely needs to come back, and he wants more money. Austin Hooper needs to come back, and he wants more money. And Devondre Campbell, here we go. What's going on, man? Let's go. Let's make a deal happen. There we go. See, look, it's guys with specs. You know, he's smart. He's an intelligent man, and clearly he's going to understand this is a deal that's good for him. But everyone else, we're not letting them go into free agency, and we're going to bring him back. Year number 2 is finished, and we are in the playoffs. Wild card berth, taking on divisional rival 10-6 New Orleans Saints as we get ourselves an NFC South title. Very nice. Matt Ryan and Freeman have been firing on all cylinders. We got 95-95, which is not surprising. Deion Jones, actually, I think throughout this sim this year, maybe four times he's been NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He's been huge. Looking at the stats for us on the season, Matt Ryan, another pretty good year. 4,500 yards, 33 touchdowns, 9 picks. We got 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns from Freeman, 12 touchdowns from Ito Smith, 96 for 850 and 3 from Ridley, almost 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns for Julio. Hooper had a good year. Sanu had a decent year. Freeman caught a lot of balls at the back. Ooh, that backup tight end getting involved for 6 touchdowns as well. Defensively, Keanu Neal led the team with 94 tackles. We got 7.5 sacks, Devondre Campbell, 6.5 Vic Beasley, 6 from Tack. Again, it's very, very surprising that none of these guys are getting into double digits. Deion Jones, Isaiah Oliver, both with 4 picks, 3 from Campbell, 2 from Brian Poole. Definitely an acceptable amount of interceptions for the team. Yearly awards, MVP went to Todd Gurley. Matt Ryan coming in at number 10. NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Todd Gurley, with Matt Ryan at number 3. Devontae Freeman at 9. Defensive Player of the Year went to Jalen Smith, with Devondre Campbell at 8. I think Deion Jones should have been higher. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to N'Keal Harry. Man, the Minnesota Vikings. There you go. Congrats. Caden Smith at number 10. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Mac Wilson with... We have no one. Dexter Lawrence at 6. I feel that's a little disrespectful. But it doesn't matter. We're in the playoffs here in year 2. So let's go in and make sure, hey, maybe we win the Super Bowl year 2. Get that win on the old rebuild record, and then the rest of the year is, or the rest of the video, last 3 years, is going to be more so building a dynasty, which I'm a big fan of doing that. All right, here we go. Let's see how well this Falcons team is going to play in this sim. I mean, I feel the fact that they already gave us an MVP award means that they might be somewhat favorable, but then again, the sim and the play the moment sim are entirely different animals. This is where you deal with the scripting. But we got a nice little instant touchdown there. This is a big time game, man. The Saints is a really good roster. They're a roster that has pretty good dev traits, which excels when I use my XP sliders. So it'd be nice to get a good victory here. But we're settling for field goals. Our defense is playing pretty well. We're shutting down Drew Brees. And I think with that touchdown, might be good enough to get out with a victory. Who knows? Kick that field goal. Get that 10-point lead in the 4th quarter. And it is good enough as the Atlanta Falcons are moving on to the NFC divisional round. 285 yards, 2 touchdowns for Matt Ryan. This might be the last head-to-head matchup between Ryan and Brees. As Devontae Freeman had 156 yards, almost 100 yards for Julio, as the Falcons are moving on. And look, the Patriots got eliminated by the Jags at the bottom ticker, so you don't have to worry about a Falcon-Patriots Super Bowl. Familiar face here. If you ever do a rebuild with an NFC team, we're taking on the Rams in the championship. But look at that, 2 quick turnovers, and we got 14. Rams were able to get down the field and score, but look at that, man. We have been flawless. You've been putting us in the red zone. They're getting cheesed right now. I mean, we do actually have a 1-point overall advantage over the Rams, but they are just, my God, 35 points in the first half. They're not going to choke like the Patriots, are they? All right, against the Patriots, just to make sure there's no Patriot fans going, we never choked. 35-14. This is a very impressive effort here from Matt Ryan. Matty Ice. I don't know what this game's saying this is your last hurrah because he's got to get hit with a huge regression this offseason, but I'll take 41 points, 35. I think, what was it? Something crazy like that in the first half. As he actually got outdueled here a little bit. Jared Goff put up better numbers, but 296, 2 touchdowns, and Julio having a massive game has the Atlanta Falcons moving on to the NFC Championship game. All right, and in the championship, we're taking on a team that I have to say, without a doubt, has been the weirdest team in the sim, and that is the Minnesota Vikings, that I've just consistently seen do pretty underwhelmingly bad. Like, not even like, you know, they constantly, you know, they're always one and done or anything like that. I've seen the Vikings be like the worst top 10 pick kind of team more often than not, so this is a big one. But man, we are just going on all cylinders here. I'm telling you right now, if we get into the Super Bowl, which is looking like we will, I'm just simming it. I'm not even going to try to play it this year. I mean, it is super early. It's only year 2. But with how well this team's playing in the sim, if they're going to give me and gift me a Super Bowl this year, I'm not going to take that away because we need as many dubs down the stretch in rebuilds as we could possibly get. And look at that big-time game. Our defense has been making quarterbacks look good, but still almost 300 yards, 3 touchdowns from Matty Ice, 143 yards for Devontae Freeman. Big game from Calvin Ridley, 12 catches and 120 yards. As the Atlanta Falcons are heading to the Super Bowl, and as you can see from the ticker, they're taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, huge game. The Super Bowl is here. We are the favorites, which, I mean, for whatever one you think about the sim is, you know, as soon as you are clearly the better team, you lose. I'm already prepared for that, so we'll see. We'll see if the sim continues to be pretty generous with the Atlanta Falcons. It looks like they are. Man, our defense is playing well. I've seen a lot of times the worst thing is when you have a decent defense, they constantly just underperform. And our defense has done well, especially against the Steelers, who are, I'm not going to say they're cheesy, but they are a good team in the sim. And we're playing pretty damn good here, man. Going for the field goal, up 10. Oh, my God, are they going to hold on? Can they hold on? And they do! The Atlanta Falcons hook us up with a gimme Super Bowl, and I think with the amount of cheeses that we've had this year, like, obviously, rebuilds wouldn't be fun, I don't think, to even do if we won the Super Bowl every year. But the fact that I think we're 12 wins, 11 losses, we actually might be bang on 12 wins, 12 losses so far. At least 5 of those losses we got sim cheesed and you know, just garbage like that. So the fact that the sim giveth today, we will take it, as now this turns in from, you know, are we got to worry about Matt Ryan's age catching up to him and you know, maybe it running out that window for the Falcons to win the Super Bowl. That is turning from that to let's make a dynasty. We got our first Super Bowl. Now let's make a run. Matt Ryan got an MVP year 1. He got a Super Bowl MVP year 2. Hopefully that helps him in terms of regression, as we're looking at making a legitimate run. Let's get the goddamn trophy up here. Get rid of all those 28-3 or whatever memes, Falcon fans. Get those out of your head because you did it. Deion Jones up there. Definitely, I would give Deion Jones, in my opinion, even though statistically he wasn't our best linebacker, didn't even win Defensive Player of the Year. But from this year, the fact that he won 4 times Defensive Player of the Week, he gets the game ball from this Super Bowl season as Matty Ice hoists the trophy, as we are now entering year 3 of the Falcons rebuild, trying to maintain and build a dynasty. All right, looking at our draft, just a bunch of best player available, essentially. So at the tail end, we had, you know, the last pick. We got CeeDee Lamb, the burner from Oklahoma. We already had Hollywood Brown. Why not add CeeDee Lamb? He will come in, take over for Mohamed Sanu, who we released because, you know, $7 million cap hit for a 76 wide receiver. But he's 75 star, bringing 93 speed, 94 acceleration, 81 catching. Just a legitimate deep threat. We got Throckmorton from Oregon here. Right tackle, but we're going to look at moving him inside to one of the guard spots. We got Garvin here, defensive end. Center, this guy might start. Brian Chaffin might start because Alex Mack retired. He went out on top with the Super Bowl. So going with a 71, going from like an 86 to a 71 at center is a pretty big drop-off. Drew Chrisman from Ohio State will be our new punter. So we got a couple starters here, and, you know, it is what it is. It sucks that there was nothing in free agency and Alex Mack retired, but we still get everything else. We'll be clicking and moving as usual on offense, we hope. So as we look to go and defend our Super Bowl championship, here's how the team lines up. We went from a 95-95 to a 91-97, and obviously with, you know, the changes here and the left side and the center of the offensive line, that's where you know, the losses came. As Julio Jones just regressed 3, kind of annoying. That seems to be normal or the status quo, even though Matt Ryan has yet to hit that. But still, a 91 offense, 91 base overall team is more than good enough. Calvin Ridley, almost a 90 overall. And we're going to go CD Lamb as our third wide receiver and try to utilize that star dev trait. Defensively, 97. Whoo, baby. Deion Jones, 96. Looking for them gold gloves. Same with Keanu Neal, who's a 97. Everything on the defensive line is look at all the A's, man. My God, looking like a nerd in high school. We got a 4.0 GPA on the defensive side of the ball, if you know what I mean. So let's go defend this. Let's build this dynasty up. It all starts week 1 playing the Dallas Cowgirls. So about halfway through year number 3, we're 4-3-1, which is not amazing, and the Bucks and Saints are kind of going off, but it's still a really competitive NFC South. And we're not going to try to pull an Eagles here and not make the playoffs after winning a Super Bowl. Ouch. So let's look at some contracts here. First up, Julio Jones. Yes, sir, Bob. You are still a monster. Tack McKinley. Yes, sir. Thank you. I guess winning the Super Bowl makes these contracts a little bit easier. Taylor Moton. Thank you. Brian Winters. Even though I know you're going to hit a regression, we don't have any replacements for you. So, yeah, we'll come back and make sure we can hammer out a deal with Brian Winters. And outside of that, everyone else, trimming some fat. Coming off 2 straight victories, what better way to cap it off by welcoming another player to the illustrious 99 Club, and as a Florida Gator fan, it's proud for me to say, Mr. Keanu Neal is getting that gear, son. Pretty much, ever since, the unfortunate retirement of Cam Chancellor, one may assume that Keanu Neal, even though he was injured this year in real life, might be the next guy that can kind of take over that and fill that void as the big hitting feared safety. So it's very nice for me to award him here these gold gloves for achieving a 99 overall. All right, and at the risk of pulling in Eagles, we still were able to find a way into the wild card with a horrendous 8-7-1 record, which is what you exactly want to see from a team that's 93 overall with a 99 defense. But hey, whatever, man. It might not look pretty, but whatever gets you to the dance is all that matters. Matt Ryan, another really good year. 4,600 passing yards, 35 touchdowns, 14 picks. Those 35 touchdowns were second in the league. 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns from Freeman. We got 103 catches, almost 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns from the ageless wonder himself, Julio Jones. 850 and 3 from Ridley. Hooper had a decent year. CD Lamb, really nice year for a rookie. 116 tackles from Deion Jones. 14 sacks from Tack McKinley, finally getting some pressure off the edge. 6.5 Grady Jarrett, 6 for Campbell, 6 for Vic Beasley. 6 picks from Isaiah Oliver. Let's go, committing. He started as a 73. Saw the dev trade. I actually liked him in college at Colorado, so I made him a starter as a rookie. Finally starting to pay some dividends there. Quick look at the yearly awards. MVP went to Todd Gurley with Matt Ryan coming in at 6. Offensive Player of the Year went to Todd Gurley with Matt Ryan coming in at 4. We got Defensive Player of the Year went to Demario Davis with Isaiah Oliver at 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to CD Lamb. Very nice. Congrats on the award. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Christian Fulton, and we had Garvin coming in at number 10. So looking at this, so Isaiah Oliver got 4 skill points. He won Pro Bowl and DB of the Year. And as we saw with CD Lamb, he got himself an Offensive Rookie of the Year award as we get ready for this wild card matchup. Just how the season started against the Dallas Cowgirls. You never want to lose to Dallas, especially in the playoffs, especially when you're trying to defend your title. So let's see what we can do in this game. 7-7 in the first quarter. Looks like Ezekiel Elliott's moving the ball pretty well, but heaven forbid, Matty Ice starts dropping bombs on you like it's Pearl Harbor. Is that still a sensitive issue for Americans? I don't know. I don't even know if that's... Let's do the inverse of on Nagasaki. I don't know. Is that what it's called? We're just going to drop it because I don't know anything about it. We're getting smoked right now a little bit, but we're able to tie it up in the third. Very nice. Had a hold on some field goal attempts. Back-to-back field goal attempts. This is your time. And there we go. We get the touchdown to get the 1-point lead coming up clutch. And the Dallas Cowboys, do they choke? Oh, maybe not. And they do. Classic Dallas Cowboys. They always choke. And there is another instance as the Atlanta Falcons beat them in the wild card 34-30. 320 yards, 2 touchdowns from Matt Ryan. Big game from Julio Jones as the Falcons are moving on to the NFC divisional round yet again. All right, once again, playing the Rams. Like I said last time, pretty much if you ever play a rebuild and you go through the NFC, you're going to see the Rams pretty much every single year, and that's because they have a really good roster. But so do we, as we are able to cut their lead in half, but it doesn't look like our defense has been off to a very hot start. Down 7, down 10. And we have a quick 3 and out. Ooh, oh no. Oh no. This is literally they took the script from the time we played the Rams last year and they just flipped it. And this is very similar. But hey, we know we're not going down without a fight. 30 points. If we can put up 30 points, that'd be somewhat respectable. I mean, it's not what you want to see, but if you're a defending Super Bowl champ, at least you don't go with a pathetic effort. And that was still a frustrating loss as Jared Goff went off. But good showing from Julio. And, we'll end up, anytime you lose by 48 points, at least from the offensive side on the other side of the ball, 31 is not the worst number you could have that represents your team. But we're going to lick our wounds and come back and try to do much better in year number 4. Year 3 draft recap. I try to trade out as much as possible because we don't really have any weaknesses. And I'd much rather next year when it's all the randomly generated players, that's where you can really fleece the draft. So we got Jamari Sawyer here, who is a 76 guard, but what we're actually going to do with that quick dev is move him into center. He's a lot of traits that we look for in a center, so there we go. We got Daniel Fale, maybe the biggest prospect I've ever seen out of Minnesota, 6'9", 400 pounds, 72 quick. We got Colin Schooler, depth middle linebacker. We just got depth at linebacker, and I actually think both these guys, everyone we drafted had at least a quick dev, which is pretty dope, I guess, considering we only used 4 of our picks. We signed Dan Feeney, the left guard from the New England Patriots in free agency. And let's go for it and get another Super Bowl in year 4. Year 4 is here. 93 offense, 99 defense with a 93 overall. Changes. We got Feeney at guard, Sawyer at center. We got, Hooper's into the 90s now. Ridley's into the 90s. Freeman has regressed just a tad, which is kind of annoying. Same with Julio Jones, but still big-time playmakers for us. Defensively, just getting better, man. Look at that. 90s. Almost 90 at every single position. That is scary. That is scary good defense and 95% scheme fit. This is definitely one of, if not the best defense we've built. And look at that. How many guys are from the outside? We drafted Lawrence. We gave Isaiah Oliver a chance. Everything else has been just built. Man, it's awesome. Really, really exciting to have stuff like that happen in a rebuild. So year 4, let's see if this defense can carry us to another championship. But about the halfway of year number 4, we are 4-3. So we're still well in the hunt for the NFC South. I've had some suspect defeats, to say the least. Looking at in-house signings, we actually have to throw around a little bit of cash right now. First up with Calvin Ridley, we got him locked in. Next up is Ricardo Allen, and we'll have to come back with that. We got Isaiah Oliver here. He's pretty expensive. He wants a bonus, so that's kind of annoying. Brian Poole, god damn it. Ito Smith, hey, Ito Smith, what are you saying? Oh my god, all right. We're going to be coming in real tight. We're going to have a tight-ass budget. We're going to have a Rachel Bush level of budget. Probably not going to be able to splash much into the year 5 free agency period. But, I mean, you're not going to get much better than what we're trying to retain here. Anyways. So, as we end the season, we get that bye, baby. That first round bye, 12-4. At least we were able to get hot at the right time. I think we won like 6 or 7 in a row before we lost week 17 against, let's be honest, the superior bird team in the Philadelphia Eagles. But still, really, really nice season here for everyone. 97-99. Looking at the stats real quick, we got 4,300 yards, 42 touchdowns, 10 picks for Matt Ryan, which is kind of normal now that he's in his, at the end of the road, we'll say. 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns from Freeman. We got 1,100 yards, 93 catches, 9 touchdowns from Julio, 850 and 4 from Calvin. We got 10 touchdowns from C.D. Lamb. Austin Hooper, not bad as well. Defensively, 119 tackles from Deion Jones. We got 12.5 sacks from Dexter Lawrence, 10 from Grady Jarrett. That is insane for D tackles. You guys have seen something like that since Jerome Brown and Reggie White. 8.5 sacks, Tack McKinley. We got 5 picks from Isaiah Oliver, who's been an absolute animal for us. Glad we were able to get him re-signed. Looking at the yearly awards real quick. MVP went to Ezekiel Elliott. Matt Ryan coming in at number 5. Offensive Player of the Year went to Zeke, as we saw. Matt Ryan's there as well. Defensive Player of the Year went to Khalil Mack. Deion Jones coming in at number 4. So, we are well on our way to the playoffs with that first round bye. So let's figure out who we are taking on in the divisional round. It is going to be, for what seems like every year, the Dallas Cowboys. All right, let's go. Let's make it another victory over the Dallas Cowboys. We might have their number. Matt Ryan in particular. He's had some pretty good games. Let's see. I already said they choked before, so that'd be nice. We got a safety, which is weird, but we'll take it. We're getting some scoregami over here with 12 points, but let's go, man. We need touchdowns. We don't need to sell for safeties and field goals and all this nonsense. We need to keep raining the 6s and 7s on the Dallas Cowboys. So here we go, going in the red zone, get the nice little touchdown, 4-point lead in the fourth quarter. Dallas is actually scoring points right now. They're moving the ball on our defense. I see you. And there they go. They go down the field. They get a touchdown with 2 minutes to go. It is time for the Falcons to get over the edge, and it looks like we did as Dallas coughs up a fourth quarter lead. They wouldn't know any CPR. They are done. Matt Ryan, almost 400 yards, 4 touchdowns on the day. Huge game from Julio, 10 catches for 120 yards. As once again, the Falcons bounce the Dallas Cowgirls, and this is very, very enjoyable for me. Because why not play the same teams every time you make the playoffs? Here we go against the Rams. This is the tiebreaker. We're 1-1 so far in this rebuild. It's rainy, which is going to, prefer the team that can run the ball better. And I don't know why we got 0 points in the red zone here. But very ugly first half. Clearly no team. This could be first team that scores a touchdown is going to win. And Rams are the first team on the board. We are unable to equalize. We can do nothing right now trying to score against them. This is just an ugly game, man. I don't know what to tell you. Down 7. We got a chance to force overtime, which we do. 52 seconds on the clock, and the Rams cheese their way down. We're going to come in with one play and see if we can get something deep to Ridley or CD Lamb or something like that. We will go... where's good 4 verts? We'll go 4 verts. Who are we going to target? Who do we got? Who got big speed? I mean, obviously, Julio, they're giving us a pretty decent look if our offensive line can hold up. So let's see what we got. Who wants to beat their man? I mean, Matt Ryan's super old, too, which doesn't help. And that no PI. We're unable to draw the PI as we get knocked out by the Rams yet again. God damn it. How about we play different teams in the playoffs? That'd be awesome. As we're now going to year 5, trying to find our second Super Bowl of the rebuild. All right, so here's our final look at our draft class here, which is all the random generated guys that we had to hit on because we had no money in free agency. We're negative. We had to create some room. So in the first round, we got Lynn Hawker, 76, quick dev corner from USC. Second round, 81, normal dev strong safety, Raquel Millard from Oklahoma, monster. We got a 73 D tackle, 75 D end. We got 72, 72, 74 in the fourth round. Like, we had a bunch of draft picks, 71 running back. We filled out our depth chart, which is exactly what we need to do under the salary cap, which is awesome. So let's get into year 5, and hopefully we don't see the Rams again in the playoffs. So at the end of the 5th year, here's how the team looks. What's Freeman's speed? Does he have like no speed anymore? 89, 92 versus Ito Smith's. We'll go Ito Smith actually as the starter right now. But Julio Jones still hanging on. Same with Matt Ryan. I'm very impressed with the regression there. Offensive line, everyone is a B grade, giving us a 93 overall offense. Defense, it's still a 99. This is absolute absurd defense as Tack McKinley, Dexter Lawrence, definitely Deion Jones are looking to get their gold gloves. I still put this right up there with the best defenses we've ever built. Maybe even the best. So here we go, baby. Let's go. Year 5. Not really Super Bowl or bust, but Super Bowl or bust for a dynasty. Let's get it. And there you go. It had to happen somewhere. We got the early Super Bowl. Here's where they're going to mess us around because I want to play with this team. And then, of course, simming out. Let me actually spend this XP real quick. And let's see what our team finished. Simming out, we do not make the playoffs. We go 8-8 with a 97 offense, 99 defense, 95 overall. Probably could chalk this up into maybe the top 5 teams we've ever rebuilt. And what? Don't even get an opportunity to play with them. If we didn't get the Super Bowl, I'd be probably breaking this controller right now. But that's annoying. We did have one throw attempt. And really, and truly, you'd probably want to play at this defense more than you want to play at this offense. What? Deion Jones didn't get one skill point that whole season? It's ridiculous. But, we got the Super Bowl, which makes it sting less. But unfortunate, because I did kind of want to play with this team. But I guess it's the way the rebuilds go sometimes. Sometimes you don't win the Super Bowl and you get to play with the team way more than you want to. And other times you win the Super Bowl and you don't get to touch the team at all. So what we at least learned is, there are some, Jake Matthews, Austin Hooper, definitely Matt Ryan, and Julio Jones to an extent hold their overalls really good. Not so much Devontae Freeman. Don't get rid of Ito Smith. He can be a very capable running back there. Hey, make some trades. Taylor Moton, an available trade. You guys can do that if you're out there and you're looking at how to do a Falcon rebuild of your own. Tack McKinley's a monster. Give Isaiah Oliver a shot on the outside. And yeah, everyone else pretty much plays as expected. So thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Realistic Rebuilds. We're looking at an AFC team next week, so let me know in the comment section below what AFC team you want to see me rebuild next week. As always, your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, it's going to be C4 saying peace out.
Money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit, well you talking the talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Ass in the game, like who are you stopping? Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. I'm way too clever. Look at the kid, Mr. Consistent, I'm doing it big. Way too persistent on